Hi Bachcha Party, chapter number 16 and the next topic of sustainable management of resource standard 10 subject science is water resources. हमने कहानी यहां से शुरू की थी कि water is a very precious gift that has been ever gifted by our mother earth, mother nature. गंगोत्री से शुरू करके कोलकाता तक जब गंगा मिलती है तो उसकी क्या से क्या हालत, देख तेरे इंसान की हालत क्या हो गई भगवान, कितना बदल गया इंसान, कितना बदल गया इंसान। गंगोत्री को हमने गटर बना दी, इतना बदल गया। हमारा जो अच्छा सा रिसोर्सेस था, जिस पानी के पूजा करते थे, उसको ही हमने गटर बना दिया। आप देख सकते हैं इस रिसोर्स में, इस एग्जांपल में। सो द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज दैट ऑफ द वाटर. वाटर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रिसोर्स विच प्लेस वेरी वाइटल रोल इन अवर लाइफ. आप लोगों को पता होना चाहिए कि हमारे शरीर में 3 भाग में से 2 भाग पानी का होता है. अगर पानी नहीं होता तो हम लोग जिंदा नहीं रह सकते. हम लोग मंगल पे क्यों नहीं जा सकते? हम लोग सबसे पहले वहां पर वी आर सर्चिंग फॉर वाटर. हम लोग चांद पे जाने से पहले चांद में पानी है कि नहीं उसकी तलाश कर रहे हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि वाटर इज अवर लाइफ, और इसीलिए हम वाटर डे भी मनाते हैं. सो व्हाट आर द वाटर रिसोर्सेस? वेल्स मतलब कि कुआं, डैम, कैनाल्स, ponds, tube wells, rivers, these are the different water resources. पहले के जमाने में रहट क्या होता है, जो मतलब कि गांव के लोग, उन लोगों ने सुना होगा. रहट मतलब कि एक कुआं होता है ऊपर वाला, और वहां पर 2 बैल ऐसे घूमते रहते हैं. एक बैल भी होता है कभी कभी इंसान भी घूमता है. गरीब लोगों के पास मानो कि बैल नहीं होता तो वो इंसान भी घूमते हैं, और इस तरह से पानी निकलता रहता है कुएं में रहट के थ्रू. तो अब तो यूज नहीं होता. उसके बाद तो डीजल इंजन आ गए थे. उसके बाद ये फ्लड इरिगेशन है. फ्लड इरिगेशन होता था जो काफी ड्रिप इरिगेशन, पर ड्रॉप मोर क्रॉप, ये इजराइल की सिस्टम है. स्प्रिंकलर इरिगेशन, दिस आर द इरिगेशन मेथड्स बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ व्हिच वी कैन कंजर्व द वाटर. और क्यों जरूरत है? क्योंकि इसकी बिना जिंदगी पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. विल बी नॉट एबल टू सर्वाइव विदाउट वाटर. उसी के कारण वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग 22 मार्च एज वर्ल्ड वाटर डे. सेलिब्रेट तो करते हैं लेकिन कंजर्व नहीं करते हैं. देखिए, एक बूंद के लिए पंछी, इंसान कितना तरसते हैं. एंड वी आर जस्ट वेस्टिंग वाटर लाइक एनीथिंग. सो वी शुड कंजर्व द वाटर फॉर ऑल द पीपल एंड ऑल द एनिमल्स, all the insects, all the birds throughout the world. Now, what are the advantages of the large dams? Let us start our discussion with the large dams. Actually, large dams can irrigate the whole area, very big area, right? Because they are spread in the very big area. Drinking water for millions can be provided through the large dams. Water saved from being ran to sea. अदरवाइज क्या होता है, वही पानी बह के सागर में चला जाता है, समुद्र में चला जाता है. दैट वाटर कैन बी नाउ सेव्ड बिहाइंड द वॉल्स ऑफ दिस डैम. इलेक्ट्रिसिटी may be generated through these dams. Increase water level in and around the area. अगर आप लोग मानो कि साबरमती के में पूरा का पूरा बहुत साइड, मानो कि दोनों के साइड अभी दीवार बना दी गई और पानी भर दिया, तो आसपास के इलाकों में भी पानी का लेवल बढ़ गया. तो जो डैम वाले एरिया, वहां पर आसपास में भी कैचमेंट एरिया के कारण उसका जो वाटर लेवल काफी ऊपर आ जाएगा. तो आसपास के जितने भी शहर है, विलेजेस है, वहां का वाटर लेवल काफी ऊपर आ जाएगा. फिशिंग हो सकता है इस डैम में. हायर इनकम टू फार्मर्स, क्योंकि उसका क्रॉप जो है वो ज्यादा होगा. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी कैन गिव इरिगेशन वाटर, दिस वाटर फॉर इरिगेशन टू दिस फार्मर्स, एंड देयर वोंट बी एनी ड्राफ्ट, बिकॉज पानी मिलता रहेगा और डेल्यूज भी नहीं होगा. बिहार में कोसी को उसकी एक मानो कि फेमाइन बोला जाता था. बिहार के लिए महामारी के समान थी कोसी. क्यों? क्योंकि एवरी ईयर देयर यूज्ड टू बी डेल्यूज. Many peoples, hundreds of or say millions of the people used to affected with that deluge. So actually these are saved with the help of the large dams. But at the same time there are disadvantages of the large dams also. What are those? Deforestation due to submerged area. You know very well that there will be huge amount of area which will be submerged under the water because there will be very big catchment area. अगर इतना पानी मानो कि आएगा तो जो भी फॉरेस्ट वगैरह होगा, इंसेक्ट्स, एनिमल्स, सारे के सारे डूब जाएंगे. तो उनकी पूरी की पूरी बायोडाइवर्सिटी, बायोलॉजी, इकोलॉजी सब पूरा हो जाएगा. अनइवन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ वाटर. अब वहां से मानो कि पानी निकलेगा तो हो सकता है कि पास वाले को ज्यादा मिले, जो दूर में है उनको पानी ना मिले. Displacement of tribal and locals, often with poor compensation. This used to be the major concern while creating large dams. Why? Because किसी को अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. Somebody says and comes to your home, you will have to vacate this place because your whole village is going in the submerged area. ठीक है? And this village is needed to be vacated. People may not like it, and often very few compensation sometimes given to the people. So people may not be happily vacate this area. So there used to be conflict. Huge amount of money is required for constructing such a large dam, and since there is a requirement of large construction, thus pollution and disturbance to ecology will also be at the large level. And one last but not least is that of the accident. We think about the point. If any huge dam, if any very big dam burst away, then what will happen? The city is in the trailing edge. The cities in the trailing area might be full of water. So these are certain disadvantages of the large dams. Now few examples of displacement of dams. They are Narmada and Tehri, where people were very much reluctant to vacate their villages. They are quite famous. It was in news media for many years, right? Now let us test your GK. Which are the largest water canals of India and world? And which are the largest dam? Have any idea? If yes, just pause the video and write the answers in the comment. Yes. Which is the largest canal?
Narmada.
No, actually it's not Narmada. In India, actually largest water canal is Indira Gandhi Canal. Previously it was known as Rajasthan Canal, but then later it was named after our late Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Now it has been known as Indira Gandhi Canal. And in the world, it's Beijing-Hangzhou Grand Canal. So these are the canals that you should remember as a GK. Now, which are the largest dam in world? It's Three Gorges Dam in China. In India, it's Tehri Dam that has been built on Ganga in Uttarakhand. So this was a GK about largest dam and largest water canal. Now, how to harvest the water? Now, very first thing is, what is the meaning of harvesting the water? Actually, harvesting water means to collect the water, to save the water in such a way so that it don't just run away. It can be utilized in bad days. How to harvest the water? Actually, through check dams, roof water, sand dams, small ponds, khet talabdi. These are the various ways by virtue of which we can harvest the water. Now, what is the meaning of harvesting water? To conserve the water, to save the water from flowing away towards the directly sea. So that we can increase the water table of our area. Now, water harvesting, mostly it should be taken at the local level and at the small level, so that it recharges groundwater very quickly and it requires less cost. Widespread presence in the large area will lead to increase water level a lot, and from where? Mostly through the water in monsoon. Now, what are the advantages of water harvesting and groundwater recharging? This leads to increased water table. It leads to increased irrigation and income of the farmers and people. No evaporation take place for the water, which is just rushed inside the ground. Otherwise, if it is on the ground, then through sunlight it will be evaporated. Lower pollution being underground. ऊपर होगा तो इंसान ही सब pollute कर देगा. नीचे अच्छा है कि इतना इंसान नहीं पहुंचा है. It provides moisture for the trees on earth, because like trees also require water a lot. Now the last resource is that of the coal and petroleum. They are actually formed due to the degradation of biomass like trees and animals. They provide large energy need in present days, and we need to find out the alternatives of coal and petroleum very soon. On burning, they actually give carbon dioxide, which are man villain who creates greenhouse and thus global warming, and thus are man villain for the melting of icebergs and glaciers. They are actually creating oxides of the sulfur and nitrogen, which are very poisonous and lead to the acid rain. So it's really now a right time to find out the various alternatives like the renewable resources, for example wind power and solar power, in place of coal and petroleum. Now, what are our responsibility to conserve our environment? Actually, I have said that just like Gandhiji's talisman, there is a talisman of 5 R's. There is reduce, reuse, refuse, repurpose and recycle. This should be our responsibility to conserve our environment. Use mass transport or cycle, or prefer walking rather than using the vehicle. Use LEDs, switch off the lights and fans, ACs, etc. if not required. Use sweater in place of heater in winter. Ventilated homes and offices will lead to lower consumption of electricity. So these are the few examples by virtue of which we can conserve our electricity and precious natural resources. I hope you will try to implement in your own life. Thank you. Station.